as we continue to look at the McFarlane toy range for The Way of Water. In this video, I want to focus on some of the Navi as well as the creatures from The Way of Water. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And the first creature, or the first figure that I want to look at is a brand new creature that I don't think we've seen before in any teaser or any image of The Way of Water, and that is an AKULA, or in this case it is a radio controlled AKULA. So here you can see the AKULA is almost like a shark, it reminds me of a great white shark. I don't know the size of this. It might be, looking at the description, it says bring home your own lifelike remote controlled AKULA. The AKULA swims through the water with a highly realistic, agile movement and control of a real shark. It features okay, so it's just basically it's a remote controlled toy, so you can put it in water. I know there was a short clip on the McFarlane page where they showed this in water in action. It doesn't say. It does say that there's a glow in the dark feature, but it doesn't say how big this figure is in the movie. So I do wonder. Like I said, it does remind me of a great white shark. You have that look of a shark, like a fish, and you can see there the areas where it'll move. And looking back at the figure, you can see there's the control, and it just says Avatar. So I'm guessing it just has forward, backwards, and then left and right, and then it has a auto there in the middle. Yes. So I'm guessing if you press the auto button, then basically it'll just automatically swim through the water. But I do like the look of this. Again, I'm not really sure how big this fish is. Is it a small fish? Is it like a koi fish kind of size, or is it basically like almost like a tulkun, like a whale size like creature? And you can see there at the bottom is the propeller. Obviously, this is not part of the fish itself. This is just part of the toy to make it move, and of course its tail moves side to side as it swims through the water. And here you can see is the box of the AKULA, and you can see there's a picture of the controller as well. And then of course the back, it doesn't show the back of the box. That's very, very interesting. But that is a look at the AKULA. Definitely interesting. I'm not sure if I'd want to pick this up because I don't have a pool where I live at the moment. So using this toy, I would need to go to a lake or somewhere where there's a pool, or I would just have to make a bowl of water basically and just use it in there. So I'm not really sure if I want to pick this up, but it is available for pre-order. Moving on to the next figure is the Metkayina REEF with TONOWARI and RONAL. So this is a bigger size figure, not the small, like those two are very small. You can hardly see who they are. In a way, it kind of looks like it reminds me of that scary movie. What's that scary movie called? With that thing, I can't remember where he walks next to the wall and he had Sinister. His face reminds me of that creature or that thing from Sinister. Doesn't it remind you of that? That's kind of scary. Anyway, looking at the reef itself, it is quite beautiful, very detailed, a lot of smaller plants, and this part is above the water. We've seen that in some artwork, and of course in the one scene, the mid-credit scene where the Metkayina and Sully kids swim together. You can see them jumping off a platform that looks like this, and they jump underwater. So this is likely meant to be underwater, and you can see there the figures. Not really looking at this again, you can see there it's not really, it's the small figures. You can see there the mold is not very detailed. It doesn't look that great. But looking at the description, it says set sail to the remarkable marine habitat of Pandora. The Metkayina Reef is the idyllic island, home of the Metkayina clan, one of the Navi sea cultures. So it doesn't really say much. It just says the figures is 2.5 inch, so the much smaller scale figures. Again, it's not the deluxe figure, so I'm not really sure if I'd want to pick this one up. It will look nice in the back, if you have the whole collection. Looking at the box in the front, it just says Metkayina REEF with TONOWARI and RONAL, and then it does have you can see there it does glow. You can see there's a glow, and then looking at the back there, increasing the picture there, it says black like glow. So it does look nice. I mean, if you have the whole set, it's gonna look nice, but on itself, I don't think it's something I would want to get. Moving on to the next figure is TONOWARI and SKIMWING. Again, TONOWARI is the not really that detailed. If you look at this figure, you can zoom in, is not really that detailed. It's a smaller figure, just looking at these toes and these fingers. It's not that detailed. The SKIMWING is not the deluxe figure. There is a deluxe figure of the SKIMWING, which I will get to in a moment, but this one is not. The SKIMWING looks fine, and it'll look fine on a stand. Like you can see, there's a SKIMWING on the stand. You can see there's a little bit of a reef area at the bottom there, and it does, as it looks, it does look nice. I love the box as well. But looking at it, you can see there's also a black light glow at the back there. You can see for the SKIMWING. Looking at it like this, it does look nice, but looking at it closer, it doesn't really look nice. The figure, the TONOWARI figure, doesn't look. It says this large deluxe set features a highly detailed. I don't think that's a highly detailed 1.25-inch TONOWARI action figure. It's not that detailed, to be honest. The SKIMWING is detailed, of course, but the TONOWARI figure very, very small. Moving on to the next figure, we have Jake Sully and the SKIMWING. So the SKIMWINGs here seems to be the exact same. Looking at this from the back angle, you can see there the SKIMWINGs is the exact same figure. And the only difference is that here you get a poorly detailed Jake Sully figure. You can see there as well, not really that detailed. He holds on to the SKIMWING at the top there. Interesting that you see that connection there. That's how they, I'm guessing, ride the SKIMWING. They have that area where they hold on. You can see the saddle as well, which I don't think we've seen in the teaser trailer. But yeah, you can see there is not a lot of detail in this one. Looking at the box of these two, actually, if you look at the front cover of the box of these two, they're identical. Even the plants is okay. The plants is a little bit different, but the only difference, the real difference, is just the fact that with this one you get Jake, and with the other one you get TONOWARI. So again, it's up to you if you want to pre-order this. I would rather get the deluxe figures of Jake and TONOWARI, and then the deluxe figure of the SKIMWING, which I'm going to look at right now. And this is the MEGAFIG, or it says MEGAFIG at the bottom there, but it is the deluxe figure of the SKIMWING, and it says here it works with 7-inch Navi figures. So the 7-inch Navi figures I'll look at in a moment, but of course if you get those, the bigger figures, they will work with these. So instead of getting the smaller ones, I would rather pay a little bit more and get these ones instead, because looking at the detail of this, you can just see here the SKIMWING is much more detailed than in the smaller figure. You can see there the saddle is actually not part of the figure. It's loose on top of him. You can see there where the figure holds on. And looking at some of the side view, you can see there it's not a plant or anything. It has an actual stand by itself, and you can see there at the back it's also very, very nicely detailed. I really do love the design of the SKIMWING. I do love the colors. I've said that before in a previous video. And also here you have a nice big box of the SKIMWING. I really do love this box where it's like all folded up. This probably connects to the back, and then you have the entire SKIMWING. And here you can see, if you have the deluxe figure, you can see there clearly it's the deluxe figure of Jake, because of the articulation in the arms and the shoulders and the legs. They're much bigger. So I would rather, and his jaw can also move. So I would rather, you know, instead of getting this small one, I would rather get this big one and the Jake Sully figure by itself. Moving on to the next one, we have the Banshee rider Neytiri, which is unfortunate that they released a figure like this for the Way of Water. I think it's a wasted opportunity, a wasted space in a way. You have a new Banshee. That's one thing to note, because of course her Banshee died at the end of the first movie. So you have a new Banshee, very colorful Banshee. The mouth looks quite nice, and at the back there are slightly different colors, and they're a little bit of a different pattern. But you have the bottom, it looks like the ocean reef almost at the bottom there. It just says make waves with Neytiri and her all new avatar, the Way of Water Banshee. The large deluxe set features a highly detailed articulated Banshee and Neytiri action figure. So there it says all new Banshee. So we know that Neytiri is going to have a new Banshee now. So looking at this, it just says Neytiri and Banshee rider. But again, the reason why I say this is a wasted opportunity, because the mold of the Banshee looks very, very similar to the mold of the Banshees from the first wave of the figures that we got from the first movie. So that, I feel, is just basically a copy paste with the different colors. Yeah, so a little bit of a wasted opportunity there. I think they should have focused more on sea creatures, or I'm hoping that we'll get some more like wave 2 figures of the Way of Water, but obviously they don't want to reveal that because it'll likely contain spoilers or stuff we'll see in the second trailer whenever that drops. Moving on to the next figure, we have the NETEYAM and ILU. So here we have our first figure of NETEYAM, but it's not a deluxe figure. So you can see there the detail on him is not great. It's very small. You know, you get it mostly because you want to have just the whole display. You want to have the floor, you want to have the plants, the sea plants, and you want to have the stand, and then of course the ILU itself. Not really, again, I'm not a fan of these small figures. It's just a personal preference. I do love the ILU though, that I really do like the design and the colors of the ILU. And it just says, traverse the Pandoran Ocean with Jake and Neytiri's teenage son, NETEYAM, along with a new Pandoran sea creature, the ILU. So, again, this is a new sea creature, and I'm happy that we get this, but I would like to see more. Like, I want to see a deluxe figure of a Tulkun, for example, and I want to see figures of the Recomps, for example. But yeah, this is fine. I will have to wait and see. Basically closer to Christmas, you know, maybe if I ask Santa very nicely, then maybe I can get some extra figures. But this is not the figure that I would prioritize. I would more prioritize, personally, I just like the deluxe figures more because they're bigger and they're more detailed. But of course, I would love to have the entire collection at the end of the day. Looking at the box itself, you can see there is the ILU, there is NETEYAM, and it just says try me and 8+, of course. And then if you look at the box from the side, and then at the back there, you have the entire collection again. Moving on to the next figure, we have the Mountain Banshee, Purple Banshee. Now the next three figures are going to be a bit of again, a wasted opportunity, I wouldn't say a wasted space, but a wasted, I think they should have rather put the resources elsewhere. Because I'm going to go through these very quickly because it's just a Banshee, a Purple Banshee, a Mountain Banshee that we've seen these before from the previous wave. They're just different colors. If you want all of the Banshees, then you are going to have to collect all of the Banshees. Here you have a Seafoam Banshee. Again, it looks very similar to the Banshees we've seen before, just a slightly different pattern, slightly different color. Mountain Banshee, Seafoam Banshee, and then the third one is the Mountain Banshee, Yellow Banshee. Again, we've seen these in the previous wave of figures. The only difference is a slight variation to the color and then of course the box itself. So of course, if you are a collector and if you want to collect all of them, then of course you will likely collect all of these, including the previous Banshees. But personally, I would not. If I have one or two of the other Banshees, I would wait to see maybe around Black Friday, maybe around New Year. Maybe just wait for a little bit of a price drop on these, including these smaller figures. I would wait for a price drop before buying them. But moving on to the three figures that I would definitely purchase is the one of Neytiri, the Metkayina REEF. You can see there she's sporting a bit of a new outfit, the bow and the knife. Really stunning looking figure. I love these deluxe figures. I love these big figures. I'm hoping that we will see some sort of Hot Toys or Gentle Giant limited edition figure. Like that's what I really want to see, like a highly detailed figure. And then here you can see Neytiri as well, sporting a different bow from her previous figures. I'm guessing it's the same mold, basically, just slightly variations in tone and a slightly different outfit. But still, I love the deluxe figures because you can also mount these on the Banshees, which is what I really like, and I really love the bow. And you can see there at the back, and then of course the box itself, Neytiri, Metkayina REEF, and you can see there it's just a different box, of course, 22 points of articulation, and it just says powerful Metkayina Navi warrior Neytiri returns to protect her home and her family in Avatar: The Way of Water. Nothing really interesting, nothing new lore-wise stands out from this description. Sometimes they give a little bit of a lore description here that we didn't know, but with Neytiri it doesn't seem that way. Again, if you purchase one of the Banshees, then the deluxe Banshees that is, then you can mount her on the Banshee, and that is why I love these deluxe figures so much. Moving on to the next figure, we have Jake Sully sporting his new outfit. Now, I previously spoke about this figure in when it was like briefly revealed. And here he's sporting the gun that we see in The Way of Water teaser trailer, and he's sporting an axe as well. Really do love his hair in this, and also just his outfit. Not much new to say in this video from what I've already said in one of the previous videos. I am wondering if we'll see more like not only recon soldiers, but if we'll see more RDA stuff in maybe some more RDA flying ships, because we already saw some of the stuff in the previous video, and I just want to see more of the RDA stuff. I love the design of the RDA in The Way of Water. And looking at the box, it just says Jake Sully Reef Battle. So again, because it says Reef Battle at the bottom, I do think that this is going to be his outfit at the final battle of the movie. He's going to have the gun, he's going to have that knife, and he's going to wear, that's basically the outfit that he's going to have. But moving on to the final figure that was revealed for pre-order is TONOWARI. So this is definitely a figure that I'm going to pre-order purely because of that it's just different. It's I want figures like this of Kiri, of all of the children, and of the recons as well. I want deluxe figures of the recons as well. Now, I already looked at TONOWARI in that brief when they kind of released some images ahead of time, so I'm not going to go over too many things here, just a bit of a different look when he is posed. You can see there his arm also flat, and his hand is flat, of course, for the swimming. You can see his leg as well. You can see the back as well. His tail is very thin compared to the regular Navi, and that is to help him swim. And we know now that his knife and the way his knife is designed is from a certain resource deep in the ocean. So that is likely the same resource that the spear is created from. And then at the back there, he has that very colorful outfit. I would say I'm not really sure what that is made of. And then the box itself, it just looks really, really stunning. Seeing TONOWARI in this, his knife is really awesomely designed, and as well as his spear. And again, I do just love the way he looks overall. And then looking at some of the other views of the box, you have the side view, and then you have the back view where it is mounted on the SKIMWING. Now, of course, if you get the deluxe SKIMWING, you can mount Jake on it or TONOWARI. And looking at the description, TONOWARI, the proud and noble Olakaitan of the Metkayina clan, is brought to life in articulation form with a 7-inch action figure. So we don't, nothing new really, but you can pre-order these on Amazon. They're only releasing a little bit later. But what do you think of these new figures on The Way of Water? Do you want different figures? Did you expect it to be different? Did you expect it to be better, or are you quite impressed by this? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know which of these figures would you like to pre-order. Let me know in the comments below. And for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.